Hello. Today I am doing a natal chart for Mitch McConnell. We do not have his birth time. I chose a 2 a.m. birth time. I am doing Vedic sidereal equal, and it is a bit of a hybrid, so it is kind of my own version of divining, and I'm an astropsychology student, so I am formally studying astrology as we speak. At any rate, Mitch McConnell, born February 20th, 1942, and Sheffield, Alabama. And here is his chart. And as you can see, I've got notes all over the place on it, and basically where we begin. He has a couple of oppositions. He wants what he wants in this chart, and it's a repeating theme. So I'm kind of good with the time I chose, which was 2 a.m. I'm not sure what time he was born, but I can tell you that there's some repeated themes in his chart that actually work for who he is today. On January 6th, we are going to have a formal vote for the President of the United States. And on the 14th of January, or excuse my brain, on December the 14th, Mitch McConnell expressed his congratulations to Joe Biden. And of course, this has put into the wheel. Trump turns on McConnell. Okay, we could have seen that coming. And of course, his base is turning on McConnell. And what I think is happening here, and I'm just going to go ahead and say, is it does feel like we're letting down the Trump supporters and the political situation. We're letting them down easy, okay? It's like we're breaking up, but we're doing so kind of carefully so we don't create too much trouble. And I think that they're doing that because they understand the potential for civil war is so high. And then he warns, which is interesting, okay? So that's, he's got Venus in Capricorn. He warns against challenging the election results. And that kind of sent a shiver down my spine. I feel like he knows some things about this election that none of the rest of us know. And any reading I've done on it, there has been this kind of energy towards, there were more votes, there was some vote obstruction. Okay, let's just say that. I think that there was some vote obstruction. I don't think there was a lot, because I think we were all pretty mindful. We were all pretty well prepared to think that this was going to be a vote that was going to be fraudulent. So we all just kind of went out of our way to not have it be fraudulent. So, you know, the fact that he's challenging, do not look into the election results, I find that interesting because I don't know that it would work out well for him. So let's just leave that there. He's a rising Libra. His star type is experience. He lacks direction. Now, I find that interesting because, you know, where are we at? Well, we're in a situation politically where, although it seems like we have direction, the truth is maybe not so much, other than his desire to put judges on the bench. He's not really, we're not going anywhere. I don't know where this is supposed to go. So, you know, the fact that he lacks direction, he's got Sun square Mercury. And that's kind of where he wants to hobble us, okay? He likes to make sure that we do not feel that we can move on. Sun square Saturn, he resents authority, but he has some trouble breaking with authority too, and that would be his Sun square Uranus. So he's got some things, and so I do like this particular timing of this chart, because in some ways it does seem as though we're talking about someone who's obstructing justice, and this chart kind of says that this person is kind of oppositional, obstructing, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the laptop down. I'm going to select the 14 cards, and okay, we're going to spread the cards around, and we're going to go ahead and select 12 to read the Taroscope. And I have Mitch McConnell's natal chart, again, birth time unknown. Because, well, it's just not listed. And so on that, what you're going to see is every 2 hours the moon position is going to change, and that is significant. But let's just see where we go. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. And we're using the Voyager Tarot today because I do think that it sort of represents that, yes, he's taken us on a voyage, all right. One that we didn't really want to be on, quite frankly. To think that we have an obstructionist government is kind of crazy. And basically it starts out, the foundation is the 6 of crystals, confusion, okay? And so we'll just see where this goes, because I do think that does sort of say, that is sort of true right now. We are in confusion in the family. We need a stimulus check. Biden has been elected. Trump would like McConnell on the, what is the date? The 6th of January to overturn the will of the people and create a new set of electorals. And so, this is setting up to be quite a story. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the chart here, and it starts out in the house of Aries, the house of self, who you are, new beginnings. And that is ruled by Mars. We have no planetary placements there, and it starts out with the 2 of worlds. It's in reflection. Right now, the house of self, how we survive, how we get by, is under review due to the need for us to have a stimulus package. So, but as things are, it's been handled rather coldly and rather immaturely. We've been more interested in Supreme Court justices for whatever reason than we have in people at the end of the day who pay Mitch McConnell's paycheck, keeping them in a job and keeping the lights on. So, a little bit of, so he's been, that negotiation, that reflection, okay? And in our second house, ruled by Venus, it's the money of our house of money, self-esteem, routine, and work ethic. He gets the time and space card. It is a 20 or a 2, that he's in this negotiation with us through time and space, and that more or less it's fated that he has this work that he does, and he believes ethically that he needs to put more limitations on us, the people, and create more for the government. And although we're being told just the opposite, that this is a desire to reduce government, it doesn't seem so. It doesn't really seem that way. So in the third house is ruled by Mercury. It's communication, it's your siblings, it's your neighbors, it's your early education, okay? He gets a 5 of Cups, disappointment, okay? This would suggest that some of his earliest information was disappointing to him. Maybe there were things in his life that he had difficulty getting along with others. So at this point, he's quite oppositional in getting along with people. And so there we have it. So in the house of mother, emotions, your roots as to who you are, that is ruled by the moon. He gets Venus in Venus. We get a kind of a double-edged sword here. He wants things to look a certain way, and he is very adamant about it. He views that as close to the reality of life as you can get. He wants it severe. He wants things to be what he wants them to be, regardless of the cost to people that he serves, okay? And then we have Mercury in Venus. Additionally, I mean, he wants this process of home, house, and, people, across the masses across the United States. He wants us to look and feel a certain way. He wants to morally dictate to us what that looks and feels like. And he also has, let's see, what is this? He has the sun in Aquarius. How he sees himself in this sense is all about this particular house. He sees himself about somebody who can come in and change it. And he's got negativity, okay? He's got the 5 of crystals, that he's coming in and he is being divisionary in the family. And that on his part is being done purposefully. And he has some oppositions here. He's got an opposition, looks like Venus, Pluto. And I, in fact, wrote some things down about that. That's where he wants distance. He wants to oppose, and it just kind of repeats itself throughout his chart. And so what do we get in his 4th house of mother? We get negativity, a 5 of crystals. Yes, he's not playing for the family, folks. He's playing for big corporate dollars, okay? And so thus, he sections himself off from the family. He's opposed to the family, okay? The 5th house is romance, brother, children, fun, sister, friends, creative, okay? And it's ruled by the sun. We get the emperor. Yes, this is a hostile takeover of the family at this time. The question is, will we see a stimulus check? Will he even vote on a stimulus check? It's difficult to say right now, because I think that he gets right up to the edge of, yeah, okay, let's look at that, and then he backs away because he goes into opposition. So in his house of sixth house of career and service, health, that is ruled by Mercury. He's got the the moon in Aries, okay? And that's how he listens in service to his career. It is rather, Aries would be your beginning, your house of self. So he kind of listens selfishly. He kind of listens without regard in terms of his career for those around him. And he gets the 10 of worlds reward, that he's still in office, okay, because his deeply oppositional and conservative views are working for someone. They're not working for me particularly very well. I think that this whole thing of not getting a stimulus check when people are standing in line for food is sickening. Now, myself, I'm not standing in line for food, and I don't want to mislead anyone. I'm doing okay. But the truth is, for those who are, I want to say that that's not right, and that needs to stop, and he needs to do his job, because that's what he's there for. He's there to manage the things that we have put into this system, okay? And then in the 7th house of partnerships, contracts, it's ruled by Venus, his style. Well, his style is 6 of Wands. It's action. He wants to be trusted, even though in the heart of it, he should not be trusted. And we've got an opposition here. It's a Saturn, Mars opposition, where our limitations are, and his need or desire to be aggressive with us. And he gets, that he's messing with trust. He does create an environment where, yes, we do have some reasons to question him and not trust him terribly much, okay? In our 8th house, ruled by Pluto, Mars, it's the house of birth, death, taxes, real estate, sex, loans, and resources. We get the 5 of Wands setback. So I think what this means, it could be a setback for McConnell, but I think it's more of a setback for us. I think he is oppositional. I don't think that he has any desire to provide us money at this time. And I think for us to get it signed is going to require a different person in office at the very top of the heap. So don't know that for sure, but I would not expect a stimulus check until after the beginning of the new year, when Biden and Harris are installed. Okay, in our ninth house of travel, foreign, higher education, ethics, ruled by Jupiter, we have the high priestess. Okay, that really at this time, and that is helpful. It is about a negotiation now for a higher ethic. Okay, and will McConnell respond to that? Well, let's certainly hope so, because really we need it at this point in time. Okay, and then we get in the 10th house of organizations, government, structure, father. It's ruled by Saturn. Okay, and we get the child of crystals, and he has Pluto in Cancer. So family secrets are going to come out, and he gets the learner card, that there's something here that he needs to know. And what's interesting is that this is the 10th house of government, where he works. He is maintaining, according to this card, he's trying to teach us how government needs to be. He's trying to tell us what the structure of government is. And now that's interesting, because I have gotten the impression that he believes that he's really the president by default, because nothing gets past him. So yeah, very interesting. He thinks he's kind of the reason for all things. Okay, that's a bit narcissistic. So yeah, let's see where this goes. And then we get in the 11th house, it's the house of occult, the mystic, and it's ruled by Saturn, Uranus jointly. He has his North Node in Leo. So how he sees himself is this guy that's quite willing to take on this cause, basically, and carry forward his beliefs about how things should be. And so he's got that, and then he's got, so his North Node, his part of fortune is in Virgo. So he spends a lot of time going over, reconsidering, thinking about, and honing in on what he's doing. It is very possible, according to this chart, that he may have a little bit of an alcohol problem, and that he's having some trouble with viewing himself as a member of the human race. So interesting. That's in the 11th house, and he gets the universe, and it is kind of suggesting that, yeah, he sees himself as the man of the universe, and not so much a man of Earth. And so he doesn't really why he's so indifferent to the plight of humankind is because he just plain doesn't connect to it. He doesn't care. Okay, so that for a little bit sociopathic there. Okay, and then in the 12th house, in the endings, unseen secrets, intuitions, ruled by Neptune. His subconscious. Okay, he gets the Tower, and that doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me at all. I have been thinking that as this election issue unfolds, that we are going to start to see where all the cracks are in the system. And it was that what this was all about? I don't know, but that is interesting that at the end of the day, in the house of endings, he gets the Tower. Now, the foundation of the reading was a 6 of crystals, confusion. And boy, are we ever in confusion at this time. It is our government that has failed us, okay? It just really has. And McConnell is functioning in delusion. And with that, I thank you for joining me here today. Please do hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and join me on www.twiggie.com. Myself and Pearl Rowland are both available for readings. Pearl does numerology, tarot, and ceromancy. I do astrology and tarot. And go over, check us out, select a report, see what you think, and then book a reading with us, or book a reading with us. That's really completely up to you. But take the time to get to know yourself. I think there's no better time than right now, when we've been through so much and we have so much to kind of get through still. So with that, I thank you very much for joining me here today.